Hey guys, how you doing? I'm Alex.
I'm Jim.
Welcome back to the Old Warlock. I just realized I don't think we've ever done that before. Set our names at the beginning of the videos.
No, we haven't.
No, but it's a new thing that we're going to be doing today.
I don't know where that came from, but
I can't stop thinking about this
weird stuff.
movie that I watched a while back. It stars Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. It's called Seven. And over the course of the movie, it's like a thriller horror movie about a serial killer. Very good movie if you've never watched it. Go check it out. But at the very end, there's this really famous line that Brad Pitt yells at the end of this movie, where they've reached the climax and everything's going crazy. It's gone from bad to worse. And Brad Pitt, he's yelling at Morgan Freeman to tell him what's in the box. And today, we're going to find out what's in the box. So join us on this fun journey of a box
discovery
to see what is in this fun little box that Jim has ordered for himself. Let's get started.
Let's do it.
Welcome back. If you haven't seen that movie, you should go watch it. It's very good. I would review it on the movie review YouTube channel I was going to make like 4 years ago.
You need to encourage him to do this.
Never ended up happening.
He had a bunch of movies that he did review.
Yeah.
And
there's like 4 completed videos that I made where I looked. The very youthful version, beardless, that you go way back on the channel. There's a bunch of videos that he made talking about movies. Anyway,
we're digressing a lot here.
What's going on with this box?
Okay, well, as you know, I have taken to playing games that involve historical miniatures recently.
Yeah.
Most notably Saga. The game Saga.
Great game.
It is. It's a really cool game. It's put out by Studio Tomahawk. And then I believe it's Osprey Games also has one called Lion Rampant. And in these games, you need to, for the miniature painter in you, you need to paint up a warband. So you might paint up a warband of Anglo-Saxons. You might paint up a warband of Vikings, maybe Saracens.
Anything.
The opportunities are endless.
The world's your oyster.
And so the channel has really not, we haven't really discussed Saga and things on the channel very much. Just we're hinting at it. We probably will start talking about it more.
Yeah.
We'll be talking more about historical adjacent war games, tabletop war games here in the near future. But one of the things that I found out when I started to get into this is that the people who supply 28mm miniatures for these war games, there are not that many of them. They're primarily located in the United Kingdom. This is kind of like it's been the home for 28mm miniatures, historic miniatures. It's been the place for that for decades now. And I guess the short story here is that it's been very difficult for me to find these historical miniatures here in the United States. There are no companies or no businesses near us that sell them. And I'm talking within a few hundred miles distance. There are no companies that sell them. The Rocky Mountain region is where we live. There are none in the area that sell them. Now, you can order them online.
Thank God for the internet.
From companies in the United States that sell them. However, what I found out was that the options for creating your warband are actually pretty limited. And so while I did order from quite a few companies in the United States, I was not able to get exactly what I was looking for. So I decided that maybe I should skip that middleman, that North American online company. And don't get me wrong, if the company in the United States has what I'm after, I'm actually going to order from them because I want to support those companies. I want them to succeed. But if they don't have what I'm looking for, or if they are constantly out of stock, which is something that I found was a regular occurrence, if I can't get the product I'm looking for after a certain amount of effort, I decided maybe I should just go to the actual manufacturer.
There you go.
As I mentioned, most 28mm miniatures are manufactured, historical miniatures anyway, are manufactured in the United Kingdom. I lived in the United Kingdom for a number of years. It's not that I'm unfamiliar with the country. It's not that I have any distrust of Royal Mail. I think Royal Mail is actually one of the best organizations ever. because I have never had a problem. In all the years that I've been sending things back and forth to the UK, I've never had an issue with them. But
it's a weird plug for Royal Mail.
well, yeah, I'm sorry. I just have this. I'm kind of a Royal Mail fanboy. I could go into why, but I'm not going to go down that road in this particular video. But ordering something direct from the manufacturer in the UK still came with a certain amount of trepidation.
Of course.
Because number one, there is, cost. Because you're going to have the shipping cost.
Sure.
That's going to be a problem.
Usually pricey.
You're going to have the delay of actually shipping across the Atlantic and getting it to our location here in the Rocky Mountain region.
It's a big old lake in the middle.
Yeah, just a little bit of water. And then there's also customs, and anytime that you're ordering
tradition, if you will.
Right. In case you order things from online companies, there's always just the online experience of purchasing. I mean,
Sure.
how well does their computer system run? How well do they get things out the door? Am I going to be waiting for 3 months to get the product that I ordered? Those are all things that were entering into my mind, and by golly, I wanted to paint my Norman army now. Okay,
By Jove.
I didn't want to be waiting for 3 months to actually do that, but I decided that since I couldn't find the things that I was looking for in the United States, in the online companies in the United States, I thought I would go direct to one of my favorite companies, Victrix Ltd. And I would try and order direct from them, or at least I started to. I thought, I'm going to go check their website out. I signed up for their newsletter. I was kind of like, they have exactly what I want. It's all in stock. I'm typing away on the computer, but I couldn't quite bring myself to make the order because I still figured it would be 3 months before I got it,
Sure.
or it would be too expensive. Well, Victrix sent me a 20% off coupon and said, hey, buddy, order this. It's like the gateway drug.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing. I can't fault them for it at all. It was a really smart thing to do. So I went ahead and jumped in. And what I decided to do, I dove right in. And what I decided to do, though, is since we have a YouTube channel, I thought, I'm going to kind of keep an eye on this. And if it's a good experience, I'm not going to be doing videos about a bad experience, but if it's a good experience, I'm going to pass it on to people so that they might be able to learn from what I went through.
Yeah.
So I made the order. That's what's in this box. And I have waited until now to open it so we could do it on a video, and I could talk a little bit about the experience of ordering 28mm historical miniatures from Victrix Ltd.
A lot of them.
Yeah, there are a fair few. Anyway, let's start with the cost. I'm not going to be telling you how much I actually paid for this, but I will be telling you a comparison of how much this cost me. Again, my big concern was that the cost of shipping was going to drive it well above what it would cost me to buy something from a North American-based company.
If you've ever bought something from overseas, it dramatically increases the amount of money that you're going to be paying.
It really does. Usually it does. 9.5 times out of 10, it really is going to do that. We recently ran a Kickstarter campaign. The biggest issue we had with shipping, with selling overseas, was the cost of shipping. It almost doubled the product that we were trying to make, but that's another story entirely. But I was concerned about the shipping. The 20% off coupon really brought all of that down, and at the end of the day, I actually paid less ordering direct from Victrix with that 20% off coupon. I paid less ordering from Victrix than I would from most of the companies based in North America, online companies based in North America. And in many cases, I actually paid much less than the companies that were selling the same product or some of the same product in North America. So that was not an issue. The cost was great. I'm perfectly happy with the amount that I paid. The next thing that I was concerned about, however, was how long is it going to take me to receive said Victrix miniatures? Okay, so again, disclaimer, Victrix did not know that I was going to make this video. They have no idea who I am.
If you're from Victrix, hey,
how you doing? They have no idea who I am. I did not send them one of our officialoldwarlock@gmail.com. I didn't give them any chance to find out who I was. I wanted this to be completely blind on their part, just so I could get kind of a realistic.
Sure. So that our enormous fame would not impact.
So that the 6 people who watch our video would not be swayed one way or the other. Mm-hmm. But I made my order on the 26th of May. That's okay. So this was early in the morning. I made it on 26th of May at like 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:30 in the morning. Not that I stay up late shopping for miniatures, historical miniatures.
At 1:51 a.m.
Okay, yeah, I was up really late.
Go to bed.
Because I had to find my Normans, man. Don't just back off, all right? So I made the order on Sunday, May 26th. Now, I figured that it was a Sunday, early on a Sunday morning. I figured no one's going to be making any, Victrix was not going to be checking their email to mail me, to ship me something on a Sunday morning. I figured nothing was going to be dealt with until at least Monday. But I did start keeping track. The Sunday, nothing happened. The Monday, I didn't hear anything. On the Tuesday, I didn't hear anything. So we're looking at really 2 working days where I didn't hear anything.
2 business days, if you will.
2 business days. No, I didn't hear anything from Victrix. Now, then things really just started to pick up quick. On the 29th of May, which was a Wednesday, I received a notification from Victrix saying, hey, your order's on the way, guys. It confirmed shipping. It was tracked shipping, which also meant that I started getting emails from Royal Mail telling me exactly what was happening with my package.
I've heard good things about Royal Mail.
Don't be knocking Royal Mail. That's an organization that I think is fantastic. Anyway, so Wednesday I got a confirmation from Victrix saying your order has been received and shipped. On Thursday I got an email from Royal Mail saying your order has left the United Kingdom. So we're looking at really 4 working days. That order was already headed out across the Atlantic. I got another email from Royal Mail on Friday saying that it had arrived in the United States. Next thing I know, it's going through customs. I received my package, I received this package on Tuesday, June 4th. A total elapsed time of 10 days from the time of my order,
which really is a pretty impressive turnaround.
I was really, really impressed, and I can tell you that I have ordered things from companies in North America, and it has taken 3 weeks for things to arrive. And I understand that some of the shops in North America, it's a guy in his basement who has established a working relationship with some of the suppliers like Victrix. He will end up getting an order. He goes and sends the order into Victrix to get it to him, and then he gets it, and then he ships it to me. I understand that, but that doesn't mean that I like getting my product a month or so, or 5 weeks or 6 weeks from the date of order. The fact that Victrix could get it to me in 10 days, that was really a fantastic thing for me. Let's take a look at what it was that I ordered. I'll tell you what I ordered, and let's see if it all came through. Should I actually read this off?
Wow. I didn't read.
Don't wow me. So from Victrix Ltd, which makes exceptional models, and I'll show you some examples of those. I ordered some Saxons, some late Saxons, Anglo-Danes. I ordered some shield transfers, some Norman shield transfers, which are really cool.
They're little, little tiny shield, like just the exterior of it that you can pop onto your guy.
Put it on there. And it just makes, even if your painting is garbage, like mine often is, when you get that high quality shield transfer on there, it makes anything look good.
Yeah.
I decided I needed some Norman crossbowmen, so I ordered those. And of course, if I have crossbowmen, I need Norman cavalry, so I had those. And then they had a big old bag full of Norman infantry, and I thought I better throw those in too, because you've got to have your crossbowmen, your cavalry, and your infantry.
It's your full army.
It's needed. You have to have it. So those are the things that we're looking for. Mm-hmm. Let's open this box. One of the things that I will mention as I am opening this box is that it's in a box. And the reason I say that is because I can't tell you how many things I have ordered from North American companies where they put it in a bubble mailer.
It's actually I order a decent amount of stuff from, time to time, not irresponsibly, don't worry. But I can't actually remember, aside from when I order shoes, I almost never receive anything in boxes anymore. It's like universally bags.
But this drives me crazy because And I get if it's like a T-shirt.
Sure.
That you get it
Sure.
that way. But when you end up getting something that is small, delicate, breakable pieces of plastic, I want a box.
And books are the ones that really get me. I feel like books are always shipped in bags now.
Don't get me started.
Can't get them started.
So, let's take a look. Don't be mocking my order.
I'm not mocking.
Mocking my order because you know what you're going to be doing.
Yeah, I'm going to be playing with you.
Exactly. So don't be saying that this is not something that you think is cool because I know you.
No, I think it's awesome. Our video guy Zachary, also my brother and his son, calls these his dolls.
My dolls.
When he paints his dolls and he plays with his dolls. So we're going to be playing with these dolls.
And I have a lot of these.
He has a lot of
we call it my mountain of gray shame because I like to build them probably even more than I like to paint them. But that's okay.
That is okay.
It's a good safe hobby.
It's a process.
It's a safe hobby.
It's a safe hobby.
So let's see what we've got here to start with. We've got our Norman crossbowman. I'll hold it down in case the top of the image is cut off. Norman crossbowman. There are 36 of those bad boys in this bag. Sorry. We have, and these are all nicely, tightly packed. Everything looks fine. Again, some of the things that when I've gotten things in bubble mailers, I have had to make repairs because things get broken.
Sure.
But it's never enough breakages to where I'm wanting to send it back.
Return, yeah.
Right, so I end up just having to glue them back together. But it's like I bought a new product. I shouldn't be getting it. Sure. We have Norman infantry. 60 of these bad Larrys in this bag. And everything looks great.
Oh, these guys are cool.
Oh yeah. We have 12 Norman cavalry here.
Are these your first cavalrymen?
No, I have some Dark Age cavalry that I bought from a different company, but
yeah.
these are my first armored cavalry.
Yeah.
So, Norman cavalry, 12 guys there.
Very cool.
And finally, we have my late Saxons, Anglo-Danes here. Again, 60 of these bad boys.
It is worth noting these Norman cavalry are Norman cavalry with Spanish early Crusades and Andalusian options.
It just gives you lots of opportunities.
You have so
to make
many
cool
choices.
things. That's right. And then these are the transfers that we were talking about. 2 bags of those. These little shields here, and we'll give you a close-up of all this stuff here in a minute. These little shields, once you get the model painted, you use these. And these are actually made by a place called Little Big Men Studios, which is also based in the UK. I've ordered direct from them as well. But they just add an element of professionalism and coolness to use these transfers on your shield. It makes them look really good.
Yeah.
So, everything looked great. Everything came in an actual box that was plenty sturdy enough to protect the pieces from during shipment. Now, a couple of other things. For those of you who do not play historical miniatures war games,
Start.
you really should. A couple of reasons why. Well, okay, first of all, if you're interested in history, this is a really cool thing to do. Are you recreating exact battles? Not really, but you do have a lot of options for creating scenarios and making cool armies that you can take to your friend's house and you can put out on a big field. And
you can all play with your dolls together.
Exactly. You can play with your dolls as a group.
Yeah.
But, think of, if you're not sure exactly what I'm talking about, think Warhammer. Warhammer is hugely popular, and it's also a UK-based game. As I remember, it's UK-based.
I think it is. The Warhammer people
will tell us exactly. I do play Warhammer. I run an army of Necrons. But one of the things that I've found out recently, since I've started to get into this historical adjacent wargaming, is that I can go, my dollar goes an awful lot farther playing these historical adjacent tabletop war games than it does when you're buying Warhammer stuff.
Those familiar with Warhammer know just how expensive it is of a game.
Now, and I'm not saying that Warhammer is a bad game. It's actually a fun game, and a lot of thought goes into it. But as an example, I will bring this little fellow out. This little guy here is one of the leaders of my, and he's not fully painted yet, so don't say that it's
So
really
watch
bad.
it, guys.
Don't
Be
say
nice.
it's really bad painting or
Yeah.
whatever. But this little guy here, who is really cool, the detail on him is fantastic. He cost me as much as this one individual figure cost me as much as 60 warriors that I can field in one of my Dark Age or medieval war games. So if you're looking for, if you want to get into a tabletop war game because you're just interested in painting miniatures and you want to have something that you can play with your friends where you can do things around the table and the games are not very complicated, definitely check out games like Saga and things like Lion Rampant, because, and there are other options as well. Mm-hmm. Both because, you know, it will give you the satisfaction that you're looking for in terms of a game, but also it's just a heck of a lot cheaper and you can get a lot more stuff that you can paint and play with, more dolls you can paint, you can play with than you can with Warhammer. And
we're going to be talking more about Saga and some of these other games as time goes by, because we've only had the chance to play it at least together
just a few times
once. But it is a really, really fun game. And it works in a very similar way to if you ever have played Warhammer, which I feel like it's probably more likely that you've played that. You have your army, you have a ruler, you can move them so far under certain conditions. They have to be close, so close to another army to attack them and to fight. It's a very simple game and very easy to pick up. We talked about it a lot in the last podcast, or one of the last podcasts.
Some podcast ago.
Yeah. But it really is a cool game. And like you said, cost-wise, if you're trying to get into this and you want to even just see if the tabletop wargaming thing is for you, these really are kind of the way to go, because you get a similar experience to that you would with like Age of Sigmar, but it's just cheaper, more cost-effective, and it's, I don't know, I like the historical adjacency. Yeah. I think it's fun.
Now, there are a lot of companies out there that make these miniatures, these 28mm historical miniatures. Gripping Beast is one. There are Perry Miniatures makes 28mm miniatures. I have come to, and I've painted some from all of those companies. I have come to find that I'm really a Victrix Ltd fan, primarily because, okay, two reasons actually. One of the reasons is that I have found the Victrix Ltd miniatures to be slightly bigger. They're still classified as 28mm, but they're like 2mm bigger. And 1 or 2 millimeters bigger than, say, the Gripping Beast figures are. And that allows to me, man, this is just my perception of having painted, I don't know, maybe 50 of these things. The perception that I have is that with that extra millimeter or 2 of space, the surface areas of detail that you're going to be looking at, if this makes any sense, is actually easier to paint. Mm. And so I've come to find painting the Victrix miniatures, I enjoy it a lot more. And the level of detail, and we'll show you some close-ups here of some of the things that I ordered here. I'll put a couple together before the end of the video, or after we're done filming the video, and we'll insert it into the editing. And I'll show you some of the ones that I've painted so you can mock my painting. But I want you to be able to see the kind of detail that is available in the Victrix miniatures and let you see that, yeah, those are really highly detailed. Some of the stuff that you end up seeing in the Victrix miniatures, you don't see the same level of detail in a lot of the other companies. That's not to say the other companies are bad. Sometimes a little bit less detail, maybe that's what you're looking for. But I have gotten to the point where the Victrix stuff is really the way that I want to go. And if you can get 60 guys in a bag, yeah, that's really cool.
Let's do some math here. How many soldiers do you have in total? We've got 60. Then we've got...
He's doing this is his way of mocking me. See,
we've got 12, so what, 72? Yeah. Then we've got... So this is fun. You guys get to see me do math. Live. Not live, but... 36, so that would be what? 108?
7.
I may have done that wrong. You'll have to tell me. So you have 168 people here, which is a lot. And we won't say the amount of money that he spent on this, but...
Which is not,
it's not honestly. No, it's really not crazy.
Honestly, in terms of the amount of money you spend on miniatures war games, this is the amount that I spent is really not much at all.
That's the thing. Like for the same equivalent that you could use to get basically 150 to 200 of these characters, you would. I mean, I don't even know Warhammer wise, but it would be nowhere near
an awful lot more.
Yeah,
many times more.
Yeah. So it's great. And again, we will talk more about the game moving forward, but what we've experienced so far is very, very fun. And we're really looking forward to kind of diving a little bit more deeply into it with bigger armies, more people, more fronts, more terrain to work through, different stuff like that.
So, just to let you know, the purpose of this video was to let you know to not be intimidated by ordering direct from companies like Victrix. And this probably applies to a lot of other companies. I just went with Victrix, and I had an excellent experience with ordering directly from them. And we will put the link to the Victrix website in the description of this video. In addition, go there and look at their recent Medieval Knights line, which came out.
Sounds like somebody might be making another order.
If I get another coupon, I'm going to be ordering those because they are really cool. I'm not running that era of army at this point in time, but I just want to have those because they look really cool. Anyway, if you have any questions about my ordering, the website for Victrix is exceptionally well done. It's very smooth. It's very streamlined. There were no hiccups. Try it. Make a small order from them if you're looking for a particular army set. But if you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with me.
I won't be able to help, but I'll try.
He'll just forward it to me.
Yep.
But in addition, if you have questions about the ordering process from Victrix, they seem to be, I didn't talk to any of them directly, but they seem to be very responsive to customers, customer interaction. So I'm sure if you sent them an email, they would be more than happy to explain the process. But I had a great experience for it, and I think that you should, if you're thinking about ordering direct from a manufacturer, you might want to start with Victrix. Anything else?
No, I'm looking forward to, you putting these together so then I can play with them.
Somebody does not paint miniatures. Somebody does not put together miniatures. Someone waits until I'm done doing the said things, and then he goes, yeah, this looks cool, let's play this. So
it's also important to note, somebody does not have the disposable income to be going down this road quite yet in life.
And someone doesn't have a job. Someone's retired, so, but I still like to give them a bad time about it. Anyway, I am Jim.
I'm Alex.
Thanks for stopping by with this. Oh, by the way, before we sign off, if you're interested, you might want to sign up for our newsletter. You can do that at officialoldwarlock@gmail.com. It usually covers more of our traditional Dungeons & Dragons materials. It will be covering more material from the historical miniatures wargaming side of things in the future. Mm-hmm. But if you're interested in that kind of thing, sign up for our newsletter. It doesn't cost you a dime. We just send you a PDF in your email once every 3 months or something like that. So do that. Thank you to our Patreon subscribers, or Patreon supporters, for helping us keep this channel going. If you have any questions, you want to just say hi, do it. We're always happy to hear from you. I'm Jim.
I'm Alex.
Keep your sword on free.
Bye-bye.